guys? What's going on? Josh Ferraro here.
Okay, so this is another guy, another person. Like, there's going to probably be more people coming out and saying they know this Bryan guy. This is a guy that went to college with Bryan. I don't think it was the recent college he went to. It was the college he went to before this college that he's at now. That he was at now. Sorry, he's no longer in college. He's in jail. But this is before he went to the college he was at this present moment. So, yeah, here we go.
I went to college with Bryan Kohberger. I've been looking at his picture all day. I've been saying the name all day in my head, and I was like, I know this guy. I know this guy. And then he went to DeSales University. I'm like, I know I had a class with him. I know it. The name sounds so familiar, and he looks very familiar, but I couldn't put a point on it. And he lost so much weight. When I knew him, he was a pudgy guy. He was really friendly. He led my biology project at DeSales University, and he was a pretty smart guy, and he was interested in criminal justice, and I remember having classes with him, and for this guy to do that is beyond me. I mean, he was a really nice guy, and he does not look like that nice guy anymore. I mean, the guy that I'm seeing on the news looks like a cold-blooded killer. The guy that I went to college with, that dude was nice. He was a nice guy. We studied criminal justice together. He was a really nice guy. And I'm devastated and heartbroken that I knew this guy and that he did this. I'm devastated for those families. I never thought that it would be someone close to home from the Lehigh Valley at DeSales University. And here is the biology project. And from 2018, we were studying Daphnia and how there he is, and he led this project. 11/16/18. Now, I want to make it clear. This was not a close friend. This was a guy I did a project with, and my first impression of him was he's a little odd, but he's a nice guy. You know, does not stand out, but you know, he blended in. Like, he was a pretty normal guy, and he does not look like a normal guy now. He looks so skinny and so threatening. I'm shocked. I am completely shocked. But rotten hell if it was you. So that's what I have to say.
Okay, this guy has another video. We'll play the other video, but I got a few things to say first. It just shows, guys, that that freaking you never know. Like, the person right next to you that you're sitting at school, or maybe you're working next to at work, or the person that's standing behind you at the grocery store, the worker that's checking you out at the grocery store, that's pushing your items through the thing to get the barcode to charge you millions of dollars for your freaking time to be there to get your food. Anybody, guys, anybody that's in your circle, you never know. You never know. But let's listen to this.
What's going on, y'all? We're going to take a different approach. We're not going to name any suspects. We're going to name...
So I'm assuming that he did this on December 9th and was doing it for the Idaho 4 people. And this was his take on somebody he thought that could have been the one that did it.
The idea of a suspect. That's what psychological sleuthing is. You're going to use this to basically come up with what kind of person could do this. So the kind of person that could do this is probably a single white male. I say single because you're going to have to act alone in the middle of the night unless you had a partner. There may be someone else implicated in this case, who knows, but let's just say it's one person, probably a single white male. They might have substance abuse issues. They might turn violent when drinking alcohol.
See, this Bryan guy used heroin apparently in his past, so it's a possibility that he says alcohol. Here, this guy does, uh, but the alcohol you change that to heroin.
There was an alcohol fueled night, so that could perhaps be it. We're not all ourselves when we abuse substances. So, a white male between 20 and 30, probably
Bryan was 28.
single, probably socially awkward, or at least can make the perception that he fits in, but maybe is bad with women. There would have been problems leading up to this. They may have voiced their opinion. They might hate women. I'd say that only because 3 women were killed and 1 man was killed. That could just be based off circumstance. Clearly, this person was violent. So, do they have violent tendencies?
Clearly, I believe, we may never find out, but I believe that this Bryan guy did this before he did this one. Before he did the Idaho 4, I think he did this before. I think this ain't the only time he's ever did it.
Are they involved in martial arts? Do they have a military background?
This guy definitely took a form of martial arts, so he got that right.
Are they a hunter? Have they ever killed anything before? Do they have the capacity for violence? Is it possible that this person was cool, calm, and calculated and consumed no alcohol that night? Absolutely. That'd be the best thing to do if you're going to do something like this, is to stay sober. However, there could have very well been someone who drank alcohol and became someone completely different in a blacked out state, an enraged state. It could have took one comment from one person to set that person over the edge, because perhaps they've been feeling this way for a while and this is the last straw. So we're looking for someone disgruntled. We're looking for someone angry. We're looking for someone who probably has voiced their strong opinion about how they feel about women, which probably is disingenuous and not the best opinion of women. We're going to look at someone who's been shunned by that friend group. We're going to look at enemies. We're going to look at perhaps someone who was in the friend group and maybe was not in the friend group recently. We're going to look at every single person's relationship tied to one person. So we're looking for someone they all knew or all knew of. That's a big thing in college. You don't know everybody, but you may know of some people based off a reputation. So that's what psychological sleuthing is, using your brain to make a profile and basically saying, who did this and what kind of person were they? What's going on, y'all?
So I'd say, a few things he was off on a little bit, but when you're just kind of just in all reality, you're guessing at what you think could have happened, what you think the person that did it could be like, and that for this guy to find out after doing this, because he did this December 9th, after he did this, he finds out that he actually knew this person, actually knew the person that did it. It's gotta fuck with your head a little bit. Like, that's just freaking crazy. Freaking crazy. But what do you guys think? I'm sure there's going to be some more people come out and say they know this guy, so we'll just have to wait and see. If you guys want to support my channel, you can do so by checking out my Facebook page. Link in the description. Bye, guys.